Hey guys, what's up? It's your favorite girl here, okay? Bex 21, and I'm back at it with another video here on my health channel. Ignore my cat in the background, you just know what it is. This is my by far favorite shirt I have right now, and I want you guys to get into the vibe, okay? Think less and feel more. Speaking of thinking and feeling, we are going to be talking about periods today again. So I know that period conversations are very taboo, and you guys really don't know. You know, growing up as a child, you don't understand what's normal and what's not. So I decided that, you know, let me make a video for you guys here talking about how to know if your period is normal. Because growing up, I always thought I had a normal period, and come to find out now in my 20s that my period has been messed up and irregular even before I got on birth control. So here are some of the key and tell signs that will notify you if your cycle is imbalanced or if it's off. And I will also at the very end give you guys some advice and my advice and the things that I've chosen done that have helped my cycle become balanced. And yes, of course, sometimes it's a battle. Sometimes I have to recheck myself. Sometimes I have to eliminate food. Sometimes I have to rearrange things to get my cycle back. I'm actually in one of those periods right now. Well, I'm not on my period, but I am in a cycle of fixing my womb kind of even more and creating the womb that I need to have naturally. So I know that there are a lot of things that we are taught as young that are normal for our periods, and they're really not normal. So I want to explain to you guys the things that are normal, what isn't normal, you know. So you may think that, oh, this is normal, you know, and your doctor may even tell you that it's normal, but it's not normal, okay? I just want that to be clear. I kind of brushed up a little bit upon this in one of my first videos a long time ago. I think that was my most recent supplements. It was my most recent supplement video actually, where I kind of touched upon and told you guys the things that you guys think are regular, but they're really not. So these are the key things to know if your period is normal or not. Doesn't matter what age you're at having your cycle, you need to know these things. The younger the better, because then you can have a healthy, functional womb. You won't have issues. You know, this will help prevent a lot of things for you and possibly prevent hormonal imbalance or help your hormonal imbalance and so on. These things are kind of contributing factors that will eventually help your hormonal imbalances and PCOS and things along the way if you guys are dealing with those kind of issues. So number one is having a period that is longer than 4 days is abnormal. And I know usually they say 7 to 10 days, but that's not a normal thing. Your period should not be 7 to 10 days. Your period should be 4 days. That is the normal cycle, because we have to remember we are on the 28-day cycle from your menstrual. That's 28 days from a full cycle, including ovulation and everything. And in that time, your period should be 4 days according to that map. And you know, I know a lot of us with hormonal issues, sometimes our periods drag, sometimes they can be longer, sometimes they can be longer than the 4 days, you know, or it seems like it drops off at 4 days and then all of a sudden, you know, 3 days after, you know, you think it's done, here comes a couple droplets of bad blood, which shows you that. And that brings me to my next point is blood color. Blood color is very important to know whether your cycle is healthy or not. Your period throughout should be red, bright blood. There should be no other blood color, no other substance color, but bright red, okay? And I know this is probably like, what? It's true. If you have any old looking blood, brown, black even, you know, it's okay if you have clots coming out, like, you know, like a clot or tissue that is old, that is, you know, needs to go. That's a normal thing. But when your cycle is brown, when the blood looks old when it's coming out, there is something wrong and there is an imbalance. There's something that needs to be fixed, okay? So this is not a normal thing. Another thing that is not normal is having heavy periods. If you're running through hella tampons, hella pads, and mind you, I do have a video on tampons and pads already and which one I recommend and which one is better and which one has helped me with my PCOS and hormonal imbalance. So if you're struggling, you might want to go watch that, you know, just to get yourself together. But heavy periods are not normal. You should not be overly bleeding. You should not be excessively bleeding. You know, I know alcohol can contribute to this, so I suggest that you stay away from alcohol towards your, if you can get rid of alcohol, you need to stay away from it towards your period times. Towards the times you know you're gonna have your period, you should not be drinking alcohol on your period. You shouldn't be having no wine or anything that's gonna affect your blood. But heavy bleeding can lead to like you becoming anemic, you know, a lot of other things. So, and it also can be that your body's trying to eliminate something, but something's not working. Let's just say you constantly put tampons in all the time. That could be a clear sign, an indication or issue that there is a blockage or there's something that's going on that's not being allowed to come out. And as somebody who, I talked about it in the damn video, okay? So you guys can go watch that video if you want to know my experience. Cramping is a telltale sign that your period is not normal. Again, I know that they teach us this is fine and they give us Midol and over-the-counter drugs and things of that sort and say, hey, just take this and you're gonna be fine. No, that is a lie. That is a lie from hell, damn it. Okay, they done came and told us all the lies. I actually have two videos here. I have one video that explains to you guys how I have gotten no cramping periods. As of late, my periods have been kind of on the lower end, so I am starting to kind of feel cramps again, which again, remember I was telling you guys I'm in this period of fixing my periods, essentially. Being in this period of fixing my periods, you know, I'm starting to get a little bit of cramping, but we are working on it. It's very minimal. From like a 10, it's like between a 1 and a 2. You know, we shouldn't be cramping, so make sure you guys go watch those videos. I also have another video talking about period supplements. The period supplements video is going to help you with any imbalances that you guys have, things that you guys are having issues with. It's also going to tell you how I came up with no cramps. Again, I'm kind of giving you guys a little bit more key indicators for that, but there's like, literally you should have nothing. I can tell you I've gone from passing out because the period cramps were so bad. My doctor was like, you had cramps worse than labor. So I'm like, now I had never felt the labor from the vaginal end, but I know internally, I don't think I want a child. I don't think I want a child. I don't think I want a child. I mean, I've kind of always been on that, but like even more just feeling that, you know, it's crazy. But now I don't have any cramping, you know, I don't really feel anything. It's just like a normal day. So I want you guys to know that that's normal and it is obtainable. And I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy. Everything I'm probably saying in this video sounds crazy, but it's so true. If you guys do your research, you guys will clearly see that you have been lied to and bamboozled. Another thing that I want to touch on is smell. Smell is very important when you're on your period. If you smell anything from your blood, something is wrong, okay? And I know sometimes you can leave your pads on for too long and you know that can be an issue. So I know some people's work be tripping and stuff like that, but I'm sorry, your yoni health should come first. That's bacteria. You guys can end up with infections and all kinds. You can have bacterial vaginosis next week, bitch. Go change the damn pad. I don't care what they say. You need to go change your pad, and you need to tell them, do you want me to change my pad right here? Then they're gonna be like, yeah, you know, I need to talk to HR. That's the type of energy you need to be on when it comes to your yoni, because that's something you can't sacrifice on, and it needs to be like that. Your period should not smell like anything. I know that in the past I have had that smell. I've had a metal smell. It's never been to the point of like somebody else can smell me, but I know, I mean, maybe, but I've asked and nobody has said anything. You know, I've had that smell before where it's kind of metally, where it smells like iron or something. That's very abnormal. Your blood should not smell like iron. You know, when you cut yourself, you shouldn't smell iron. So honestly, if you're having that issue, you might want to get your blood checked, because you could have some other issues, some underlying issues. I highly recommend any of you guys always getting your blood checked, because things change, the environment changes, your food changes, all kinds of things change, and sometimes your body changes as well. And so if you're up on your health before your health even starts declining, you can help prevent a lot of things and help propel yourself forward and heal yourself. You know, there's a lot of things that you guys can do, but you know, I'll tell you guys a little bit later in the end of the video, particularly for the smell. But I highly recommend that you guys make sure you guys are wearing cotton panties. That's something that could be affecting you, but again, we're going to talk about more about that. Another thing is being fatigued. You should never feel fatigued. Like, and I know that it's hard to feel fatigued, not to feel fatigued. I do agree with at least you need 1 to 2 days to rest for your cycle. You need to rest. You need to chill. You need to take some time off instead of being at work and focusing. You need to focus on yourself and your body. I wish all jobs did this, because it's very imperative to your health to rest. So if you can rest, or if you can sit down, if you still work from home now or whatever, make sure that you guys are doing that, okay? And the last thing I have on my list, yes, there are other things, but we're gonna keep it pretty simple, is bloating. Bloating is not normal. Bloating is a sign of extreme inflammation within your womb, okay? And that could also be your food you're eating. You know, gluten can be a key indicator of this, of how much you're eating. There's a lot of things that can affect it, but you should not be swollen at any point in your womb. That's kind of showing distress and overworking within your organs and your bodily functions. Something's working too hard, okay? So now let's get on to the second part of the video, where I'm talking about the things that you guys can do to help alleviate an abnormal period. Things that I have been doing, that I have previously done, that have gained healthy womb status, okay? And I had stopped doing some of these things, and that's why I'm going through this cycle. I'm also changing my diet up a little bit, so there's a lot of things that I'm experiencing now that I didn't experience before. So one of those things is right here. You guys can take this pill here. The Hood Healer actually put me on it. I always recommend you guys go follow her. She talks about so much stuff, and she actually talked about womb health previously. I've actually learned a lot of my womb health from her, but also my own self and my own research. But these pills here help with a lot. Essentially, they're like a womb detox pill, okay? And what it does is, I like to take it about 2 or 3 days before my cycle starts to help the detox process and eliminate the things that I have in my body that need to go. But essentially, it helps detox your womb, help keep your womb strong. There's so many great herbs in there that help. You know, it helps with the blood flow, it helps with the regulation, it'll help with smells if you're experiencing that, helps with so much. Seriously, those pills are the truth. If they ever stop making it, the pills, the formula, anything, I will be so disappointed, because that has been one of the key components that has helped me with my womb health. Next, so this has to associate with the smell, and this is what I was talking about. You know, you guys should be wearing cotton panties or no panties. You know, you need to allow for your yoni to breathe. You could do this on your period, which would then be called free bleeding. I recommend free bleeding sometimes, but what I'm really talking about for your smell and things of that sort, because I mean, if you don't really want to free bleed if your stuff stink, like, you know, I've smelled people who've had really bad smelling periods, and it smelled like fish and metal, and it was this most nasty, and then it smelled like bacteria on top of that. Oh no, you wouldn't want to smell that. And it's okay. There has been times where, you know, my yoni was not as fresh. Why? Because I was having sex with men who were throwing my pH balance off, which then affected my pH. And so thank God, I mean, I got a UTI, and now I get UTIs from it, and that's something I have to continuously work on and make sure my womb health is up to par. But thank God I never got like bacterial vaginosis or anything like that. But there has been issues and smells and things of that sort because of the men that I let be intimate with me. So you just want to be very mindful that men can contribute to your womb health, and if you need to wear a condom, wear a condom. There's nothing wrong with wearing condoms. There's nothing wrong with not messing with men who just don't. If it was meant to be, your pH would not be off. So let's be honest. Something you guys can do to combat this smell is taking baths in chamomile. Chamomile is so great for the womb. It really helps heal the womb. I had UTIs, and when I sit in that bath, baby, let me tell you, okay, it's on a whole nother level. It's another experience. It's something so like, I can't even explain to you what it is and what it does, but it's fire, okay? So you definitely recommend you guys pick yourself up some chamomile. Make sure it's from a great source. I have mine from Star West Botanicals. I'll leave that down below. But you guys can boil some on the stove. You know, wait till the herbs boil, and just wait till it gets to a boil, and then turn off the water and let the herbs soak for about 15 to 20 minutes, you know, and then you pour it in a bath. Make sure you're safe, okay? Make sure you have somebody else to help you. You know, go ahead and pour the water in there. Make sure it's a safe temperature for you to get in. If it's too hot, you know, usually after you pour a hot water or a hot bath of anything, you kind of want it to sit a little bit, because if it gets too hot, you can have somebody, if you're like under 18, whatever, make sure you have a parent, okay? Even some over 18, make sure you have somebody, because you guys can strain the liquid into the tub. So somebody can hold the strainer. Again, be safe, be careful, wear gloves, something if you have to, and strain the water into the tub, and then let that sit. Chamomile has many healing properties for your womb, and I'm telling you, Snap that honey back. Okay, can't really say it on here. Honey back. Okay, I had to say it like that. You know what I'm saying, girl. It really snaps it back, okay? And it's something that you guys can do. It's very affordable, very cheap. You don't need that much chamomile. Honestly, you need like half a cup, maybe a full cup if you want to be extra, of chamomile, dried chamomile, and it works great. So I highly recommend that you guys do that. Another thing that you guys want to do, I've never talked about this in a video, but you know, why not? So you guys want to stay hydrated. And yes, I've mentioned that staying hydrated is very important. Drinking alkaline water is also imperative to your body health. I've been drinking alkaline water for a couple of days now, and my skin has gotten so much better. If you guys want to look at my old videos, you guys kind of will see all the scars. I have some breakouts, but it's nothing like what it was before. But what I wanted to say is stay hydrated, but you guys need to incorporate coconut water and regular water. The thing is, coconut water will rehydrate your body faster, more efficiently, and your body will stay more hydrated when you go back between both of them. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm gonna drink a gallon. Like, I'm not saying that. Just kind of drink some, like maybe half a cup of coconut water, and then come here and then another half, like, you know, I mean like per day, like half a bottle of coconut water, and then just drink your gallon of water, however much you should be drinking for your day. That's gonna help keep your body hydrated and replenish, especially your womb. A lot of times smell and blood issues happen because you're not hydrated, or you're drinking caffeine. Heavy bleeding can be definitely associated with caffeine. Caffeine is so toxic for your womb. I'm not even playing. You guys should not be having caffeine. And I know it's hard. I know sometimes we want coffee. I know somebody drinking it, so you know, and you want it. No, if you're having fatigue issues, take a B complex. That's more appropriate. Okay, take some sea moss, take some zinc, take some magnesium. Those are the type of things that are going to help replenish your body to give you that energy back. And get some fucking sleep. Okay, yes, the grind is cute, but you need rest as well. Take a nap if you need to. Move your jobs around. You know, your health is wealth. Okay, I don't care about the little money, whatever. Your health is wealth, and not know, oh, I'm gonna deal with that later. Every millionaire, all of that, they all take care of their health first. All of them. They're all worried about their health first. They're not worried about anything else first, and you can't get to where you need to be if you're unhealthy, you know. And if you're healthy, you can use those period days to get shit done instead of sitting on your ass. You know what I mean? So you know, I don't remember how many periods you per lifetime, but you know, we're fairly young, you know what I mean? And so you got to think about it. You really don't stop having a period till like 40, 50. So how many years are you going to sit here and have a period for? Like, all that time that you're like, you could eventually use that time. So why not get your womb healthy? Another thing that I recommend is key lime shots. I have a video on that as well already, so I'm not going to talk too much on it, but it's just something strange that you would never think. I swear they have crack in them or something. Like, they have womb crack, okay? And it helps alleviate, helps get rid of smells, helps everything. Okay, so I really like it. One thing you guys can do that when you're off your period, I mean, I guess if you like to free bleed, whatever. I personally don't do this, but you know, allow yourself and your punani to breathe. You know, we are now in maxi dress weather, so I suggest you get some maxi dresses, some flowy pants, you know, like the yoga, like the hippie kind of pants, and don't wear underwear. Let your stuff breathe. You have to let it breathe. Sleep sometimes without it. Even if you can't sleep, let's say your parents took off a door, just 2 hours, you know, let your stuff breathe. You know, whatever you have to do, 2 hours, an hour even, if you have to, a day, something. Allow your yoni to breathe and have airflow and oxygen. Oxygen is like key, obviously, okay? That's something it really needs to breathe. It needs air, it needs flow, it needs to be free. So make sure that you guys are doing that. When you get home, if you have to wear something tight from work, when you get home, make sure you're taking that shit off, okay? Make sure you're changing, make sure you're showering, all of that. These things are very key, okay? Another thing that you guys can do that I didn't even realize, this is like obvious, but not everybody knows this. You know, our parents didn't teach us this. Our parents taught us to use Dove on our poo-poo. Like, what? So I'm just laughing because, you know, I'm crazy. But something key is to use only water on your vaginal area. Of course, on the outer side, you can use soap, but on the inside, you don't want to use anything, because what that's going to do is throw off your pH balance, and that's what's going to give you a smell. That's going to mess up your period. That's going to keep all these things, you know, not functioning. You have to realize that, so your vagina is usually acidic, and I have the numbers here. It's a 3.8 to 4.5. What happens is sometimes those soaps cause acidic behaviors to happen. They have a lot of acid in them, and that ends up mixing with your yoni, and then your yoni becomes too alkaline. And the problem with that, that's when you get yeast infections. That's when you get bacterial vaginosis. That's when a lot of things happen for you. Your blood starts changing, everything starts functioning weird. So, you know, maybe if, I don't know if they have a test, but maybe you should go get your vaginal tested and see what pH you're at. So then you know that you need to lower it, okay? And that's why limes are so purative to our yoni health, is because they're so acidic. So when you're taking that acidic, it's like the acidity goes in. It's like, oh yes, you know what I mean? Oh, we party, we on the same vibe. Like that's what it is. And it'll also make you taste better, okay? But you didn't hear that from me. And the last thing you guys can do is yoni steam. It's an ancient practice. A lot of people have yoni steamed. I know a lot of people like to talk shit about it. The problem is when you're using plastics or anything to steam with. Plastics, you know, the BPAs are not good. It turns to, I don't know, it turns to something when it hits your womb, and that can help mess up a lot of things. So, I mean, if you don't have any other option, you know, you can use a pot. Make sure it's a clean pot, never used by anything. Go to Marshall's, Ross, whatever, buy yourself just a pot, excuse me, to squat on. You know, you can even sit on a chair and kind of lean forward, like pull yourself forward like this, okay? And just sit over it for a good like 15-20 minutes, like yeah. You know. You want to make sure that you guys do that. Yoni steaming helps so fucking much. I'm gonna do a video here on it soon. I might actually yoni steam tonight, and that might be a thing. We'll see. I got a lot of things to do, child, so she's busy. She's booked and busy, okay? But yoni steaming is definitely gonna help kind of snap that back, okay? Snap that back, okay? Thank you for singing it with me. But that's just what's really gonna help you guys out a lot with your yoni. Just some key things. Of course, there's other things you guys can do. Like, I honestly recommend you cut out meat. Like, you guys really need to cut out meat. Meat is one of the key things that I've realized that has prevented me. I mean, I'm so down for somebody to intuitively eat, yes, but having meat, like, is just so harmful to you. Also having dairy, so please cut out your dairy. That's something that's going to affect you as well. I mean, I have other videos on things you can do to cut out, but this kind of helping you what you should do. But those are kind of things that I've realized have affected my health, or in a positive way, once I stopped doing it. I do have a video here on when I stopped eating meat. I lost weight, you know, but body started functioning better, less mucus in the body, less asthma issues. Like, there's a list of so many things that happen. Again, it's in the video, so I highly recommend you guys do that. But I hope this video helped you guys. You know, these are some things that like I've known and I kind of brushed up on, but I never realized, hey, you should probably make a video about this. I hope this video helped you guys, and I hope you guys can get your cycles on track. You know, we want the 28 days. We want to be in alignment with the moon. Usually your cycle is in alignment either with the full or the new moon. Mine's with the full moon right now. Last year, I don't know, for a couple months it was like the new moon. So it fluctuates depending on me, my mood, what, you know, what's going on. That's why they say a moon cycle, because the moon cycle, like, it's literally supposed to be aligned with the moon cycle. Like, that's what it used to do. That's why the moon is on the same thing as our cycles, because it's equivalent. Like, if you guys do your research, you guys will see that they're together. That's something that you guys kind of can get into. But yeah, I hope this video was informative for you guys. I hope it helped you. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave them down below. I love you guys. Thank you. See you guys in my next video. Peace.